And another thing is that he's made of metal, so he doesn't really have a lot of appendages where you can get a lot of overlap and follow through for the actions. But we did give him a dance animation. You just saw that. And for that, I went to YouTube, which is a great source for animation, and looked up pop and lock dances, and so we gave him a nice, cool little dance. Next, we have the Tauren Marine. He's based on the Marine Anims, and the thing that I could add to this was, of course, he's chewing his cud because he's a cow, and his tail. He's got a tail, so tried to make it very cow-like. It just sort of hangs there, and then it whips around when it's needed. Then next, we have the A-Bomb, or the Abomination. And this guy was a lot of fun to do. He's really big and heaving, and yet he's really fast. So he's based on kind of samurai fighting games, once again. He's not very smart, kind of has a one-track mind. He only has one eyeball that works. You can see his little eye ticking around in there. And so I wanted to give it a lot of overlap and follow-through to kind of convey, that he's fat. And so I put a lot of extra bones in for the jiggle. He has a scoop spell where he eats a unit, and then he has a barf spell, which he then barfs the unit up. And for that I used, you can see there in the walk, I used a kind of a sphincter rig that I use on some models. I hope I can say that. That opens and closes. That worked really good for that mouth. And then for his walk, I gave him a nice double bounce and a lot of overlap and follow through, and the little dangly bits kind of flapping around down there. So next I also do the portraits, and my considerations there is that the portraits are kind of small. In the UI it's a little postage size stamp area, and the camera is kind of tight. So there's not a lot of wiggle room to get a lot of action in those. And so what I try to do is with each race I try to give them some sort of commonality. So like with the Zerg, I try to put a heartbeat in every one of the portraits where it was appropriate. And with the Terran, I tried to give it a dynamic camera. And on mobile units you can see that because it's like a shaky cam. And with this, you can see I have a very slight drifting camera in there. And it's just enough to give it, a little more dynamism. All of the portraits have a stand breathing animation. I gave them a look around for kind of an alternate look. And then they all have a talk animation. And for that, I usually, kind of give the head bobbing around because we use a program called Face Effects. And Face Effects, you build the phonemes that you need, and then it programmatically goes in and listens to the sound and does the lip sync for you, which is good for localization in foreign languages. It helps out a lot. It works pretty good, but it needs a lot of massage. And so I work with a guy named Sam Fung, who is a technical artist, and he does a lot of lip sync polish. So Sam, if you're out there, thank you very much. Next we have the A-Bomb, and this guy's all about just the eye. He's got one working eye and his tongue. And so a lot of times what I'll do for the portraits is give them eye darts. And eye darts are when the eye kind of looks in like a little triangle pattern and snapping around. And sometimes that's all you need just to give a little bit of life to it. And then on the blink, you can see when he blinks his eyeball pulls in a little bit because he's got such a big bulging eye. And then I gave him a little head tilt on one of the animations, and it kind of looks like a puppy dog to me. I don't know. Finally, we have Soldanis, and she's stoic and proud and a bit aloof, maybe a little stuck up. And so for her breathing, it's very shallow. I felt that was a more ladylike. And finally, we have Grunty. And Grunty is the comic relief. He's based on the Murloc. He's very fast, kind of hyper. And when you see the unit in the game, his animations are very cartoony, and he's kind of based on the dancing frog atoms, that you see. So, and with that, I hand it over to Brian Sousa.
Thank you, Jay.
You guys are getting better. Good, good, good.
So today I am going to run through some
Scoot
of the...
in, Brian.
What?
Scoot in. Excuse me.
I'm going to run through some of the environments and the art that we did for some of the mods that we worked on. As you can see, though, I wanted to get this straight. I am not Dustin Browder. We might look a little similar, but as these are avatars in the game, do you guys know what portrait this is for? The Goliath, yes. I'm the regular Goliath pilot, and Dustin is the mercenary, so pretty much...
The mercenary is more powerful, right?
Not at all.
Okay.
So first I'm going to go through some Irish Chef doodads and props that we made. Irish Chef is basically like a game show, and so we made our main area to look like a kitchen. And of course you come to the stove to create your recipes, such as the, I don't know, lava-seared Muta wings or the Ultra Rick roll. We put a Protoss feel on all of this, but you can obviously tell what they are. The counter, where, with a sink and some commemorative StarCraft 2 plates on top. And, oops. Of course, no kitchen is complete without a refrigerator and pantry. These are some of the food pickups, the ingredients that you'll find in the game that you need to make your recipes with, such as noodles or, what was that, butter, cheese, eggs, circling meat, tentacles, for some of the awesome foods. And the power-ups that you can pick up to nuke your other players. Some will give you speed, like the dash or the Great Equalizer, which will nuke the first place player, and a decoy, which will place down an ingredient on the map that will explode when another player picks it up. But I think we did a lot more work on the Dota map. A lot of people put a lot of work into this map, and I think we're really proud of this mod in particular. All of the towers that we made are based on chess pieces, and here's the good and evil pieces. With subtle differences. You can see that evil has spikes and glowing orange. We didn't want to create a game map that was based on either StarCraft or Warcraft or Diablo. We wanted a game arena that was generic enough that all heroes can fight on it together. And here are the Night Towers. All of these towers were made by Chaz Head, one of the artists on our team. Is that you, Chaz?
He's not that cool.
Fan.
I think Chaz's mom's here. Hi, Mrs. Chaz.
And the Rook Towers. These are just awesome. I like all of these things that Chaz has worked on. And of course the main tower that you're going to come across. Ooh, the King Towers. This is your main objective. Once you lose your King Tower, the battle is over. I think if any of the mods, especially this one, I think you should try them all, but I like this one the best. And I think I have, oh, there's actually more art we did, not just towers, but starting locations, which is based on the card suits. You can see like all of the diamonds and clubs and hearts. These were done by Sam Yang. See here? No Sam. Oh well. And the healing pad. Now, if you notice here, all of these colors are team colors, so you can use them in your mods any way you want, and you can give it to whatever team player you want to do that to.
Well, that's something else we should mention, too, that all this art that we're putting in, everything from like the custom consoles to like the hero selection screens, all the units and backgrounds, everything is going to be available for everyone to use for their own mods. So we know the community and all you guys love to make that stuff, so this just helps contribute more to that.
Yeah, these will all be in the editor when we start releasing these. And here's the actual game board that we created. As you can see, everything is pretty much new. We have new chess tile sets with, D&D dice. And
Hey, he rolled a critical. It's a 20.
they're all criticals. We also did an awesome, there's a sky background. You can see it with So it's more of like a fantastic arena that you're fighting in. And this is also a basic Dota layout where you have the 3 paths that your armies will take. And of course, you go down to the other side where they have their king tower.
And you also notice we even tweaked the existing barracks and the warp gate.
Oh, yeah.
So we put like little turrets on them, so it kind of has a medieval twist again on a typical Starcraft building, which is really cool.
Yeah, all of the buildings in this one are unique for this tile set. And with that, I'm gonna send you back to Sammy.
All right. Oh, another thing on our Dota map. Please, go ahead. Sorry. You're too kind. If you guys play the Dota map, check out in the background, we have a couple wireframe planets, one of Azeroth, one of Korhal, and one of Sanctuary, all of the 3 Blizzard worlds that are all going to be representative in this game. So I think now we're going to turn it over to some Q&A. I don't know where our peeps are, but they're going to be coming around asking you if you have any questions. Hey, where are you guys going?
Come back.
It's okay, you guys can go.
Questions are the best. I know you.
Don't let her ask anything.
Oh. Do I? All right. This question is for Brian Sousa.
You're going to have to speak up, ma'am. We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. This
That was a joke.
question is for Brian Sousa. It's a 2-parter.
Uh-oh.
The first part would be, Brian, how did you get so sexy?
Wow.
And also, the second part would be, I hear you have magic fingers. Will you be demoing this later?
Yes. Well, first of all, my parents are right over there, so you can thank them for how sexy I am. That's not really up to me, but you know, this is who I am. Second part, yes, I did dabble in massage therapy for a little while. So, aside from being an artist, I'm a massage therapist, but that's in my past now. Sorry.
He's very good.
He was young, he needed the money.
This now, for the first time.
Except
Thank you,
for
Zeus.
Jay.
I love you.
Jay loves my
I feel
hands.
cheated. I need some magic fingers here.
Hi, I'm actually a digital arts student, and I was wondering if you guys had any advice or words of wisdom for someone who wants to do what you guys do.
Sure, I'll start. So you're obviously into Blizzard games, correct? Do you have a favorite one? Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo?
I'm a fan of Starcraft. I play WoW, really all of them.
Okay, so say, first of all, you're going to school, learning the different programs. If you're into doing concept art, I would definitely suggest do some fan art for us. Draw some fan art of the different universes, because we want to know that the people that we're hiring can kind of do what we do. You know, if an artist comes in and they're amazing and they have the most realistic bowl of fruit, doesn't really fit the games, right? I mean, if they can't draw an orc or a zerg or a Diablo, it's kind of tough, right? So know the style you're going for. And then also, what I really like is to see what the person's personal art is. So if I go onto someone's website and, like I said, maybe it's a bunch of drawings of realistic buildings or fruit or portraits, that's great, but I want to see if their personal art, what their passion is related to kind of our games as well. Like if I go to a website and someone has Thor fighting Captain America and there's like a Pegasus and a unicorn dueling in the background, well, we'll look past the Pegasus part, but that Thor and Captain America, that's pretty awesome. So definitely, if you're sending it to any company, not just Blizzard, know what the company works on and kind of stylize certain pieces to what the company is, and include new art as well. I've looked at portfolios where there's 2006 was the last new piece that I saw, and it's like, well, what have you been doing for 4 years? You know, so yeah, that would be my suggestion. You guys have anything else you wanted to add?
I was going to say another thing just to kind of get you in line with like production of video games and figure out the whole mindset and the pipeline is do mods. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a StarCraft 2 mod. I think we're going to release the art tools at some point in the future, but even other engines out there like Unreal, you know, all sorts of different ones, you can make a lot of your own art and kind of understand what it takes to put it into the game, and you know, limitations on textures and polygons and animation, and that kind of stuff just is kind of like hands-on, you know, material right there trying to teach you how we do things. So that's always a good start right there. If you can show us something actually running in a game, that's you know, one more extra bonus you have in your portfolio.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
No questions?
We must have answered everything already.
We are amazing.
Yeah, please, any questions about how sexy Brian is, whatever. We're not ashamed. We'll answer anything.
Bring them on. I like those questions.
All right.